Good evening. We are the Battle Pirates Crib crew. Welcome to Hang Out in the Crib. I am the BP Professor, joined by Hefe.
Hello, everybody.
And Brian.
Science!
And a new beer. And this can is really freaking cool. It is, I don't know how well it's coming through. It's Stone Ghost Hammer IPA. And
Stone Ghost Hammer, yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Cool as hell. I picked it up in, I was visiting Cleveland this weekend, so I picked it up at a fancy grocery store in Cleveland.
Wow. So people in Cincinnati go to vacation in Cleveland?
U2 was deciding to bypass Cincinnati, so I saw them in Cleveland.
Okay. Oh, so you saw U2 as well?
Yeah, that was the point.
Okay. Not just to visit the river that burned.
Not just to visit the river that burned, not just to buy beer at a fancy grocery store. I did have a fantastic breakfast, though.
Okay. And just go there before the last year before LeBron leaves.
The show was at Brown Stadium, and I walked in and I was like, what's that smell? It smells like failure. All right.
All righty.
So we do not have a jam-packed show tonight because the release that was supposed to be today is not today. But we'll talk about a few things and whine and bitch about a few things. I mean, you showed the slides, talked about VXP Weekend, which doesn't apply, talked about the Phoenix, talked about the new crap in the FM.
Yep.
I'm just rocking my way through it real quick.
Yeah, we talked a little bit Phoenix versus Apollo, but we did that on the Wednesday show as well.
Yeah. So let's talk about the TLC flood, because as Brian pointed out before the show, we've had to use our garrison fleets a lot, and we've got one more coming for the Skyfire, and we're expecting that to start tomorrow or Friday, I think.
Yeah, that would be the assumption. There hasn't been an official announcement, though.
Yeah. So, sorry, Brian?
No, probably on release, which again should have been today, which makes the time crunch a little harder too, because you've got to finish up the FM, and you presumably have one day less to finish this campaign. I think it also happened last week with what is it? The one for the incinerator.
Hunger.
Was it Plunder? No, Hunger.
Hunger.
Yeah, that started on the Thursday because the release had to be pushed back, and then
and then you had the
it ended on Tuesday.
Right.
So that was 5 days. It wasn't even 6 days.
Right. And it was a holiday weekend, so that made it even tighter. I only did Hunger twice. I don't know about you guys.
As far as the mastery round?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even do that. I got up to the mastery round, and
Yeah, I mean I'd have done another one if Kickside didn't decide on level 5 that even though I had just started and I knew my fleets were glitching, it decided to ignore my multiple orders to retreat and then move my fleet on auto and killed it for a 12-hour repair. Thanks, Kix. Nice fleet.
Yeah. I mean, that's the issue I'm not having. Well, it's not because it's refusing to retreat. That's the issue I have with the Call to Arms TLC, is the fact if you start to see that you're having glitch and lag issues, you're fucked, because you can't, okay, I'm having glitch and lag issues. On any other target, you can basically go to the corner of the map and avoid fire and then do anything. But, oh yeah, I'm having lag issues. I'm going to run back through the gauntlet.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So this is sort of unique as far as them not paying attention to their sort of limitations in the game. as far as the way these targets have been constructed with the gauntlet, because you can't escape it once you're in there and you start running into those problems. You're just gonna, and if you have lag issues and you get a little too close to some of those things, you're just dead right there.
Yep.
Although what is not unique is Kick's not paying attention and understanding the limitations of their platform, and also anyone's connection outside of their live test servers or much else. I just got back from work. I'm pretty salty. It was a good day, but still.
A company salty?
No, I just got back from work. I'm pretty salty. It was a good day.
I think you said your company's salty. I was like, that's quite yeah.
I mean,
that's where he gets so salty.
Sometimes when the patrons are done talking, we go back and we have a chuckle. But other than that, they're good people.
Yeah. So how about these campaigns? Were they worth it? I mean, let's talk about Hunger. What do you think of that launcher? I'm not too impressed.
I think the best part of the campaign was the special. And that's only because you could put it on a glacial. I can't see a real other use for it. And the glacial's cool. It's like 30-second reload or something like that. It's really long. So you're gonna see a lot there.
Okay. That's a good tip.
The Phlogiston? Or is that
what you're talking about? The Phlogiston?
Phlogiston. Okay.
Well, that's the launcher, yeah.
Yeah.
But then the special was, I don't remember what the special is called.
Radiated. Let me go find it.
Uranium. I forget. Yeah.
We'll find it, guys. No way. Stop shouting at your computers, everyone. It's okay.
Well, either one or you didn't. So it's yellow.
Yeah.
If you didn't, it's no big loss.
Yeah, because the issue is, as far as the target that we're dealing with now, or the main ship that's hitting our bases right now is the Visaga's Pride. And concerning the salvo numbers, the only thing that really seems to be getting through is the Shockwave. And I haven't installed one yet, but the Shockwave, even with the Shockwave, the special gives you plus 20 or 25% Shockwave damage.
20%, yeah. It's called Radium Reserves, 40% reload, and 20% Shockwave damage, and Supercharge X3.
Yeah, and you want to combine it with Atomic Focus, I think is Atomic Focus, where you get plus 120 accuracy and plus 35 rad damage.
Here, I can even share my screen if we care to see it.
Yeah,
I have a glacial with it.
All right, I'll put you on present, and then maybe afterwards you can go searching for 113s in your sector.
Yeah. Yeah. So there it is. So there's my glacial. There's my Radium Reserves, and there's my Atomic Focus, and then there's this guy to increase splash. Might be able to do something better to increase splash at this point, I suppose.
You can put I think mine right now is the concussive splash one, the one you have right now, and then it's got the fuel tank and it's got the scattergun thing as well, because screw you and everything around you.
Yeah.
And by around you, I mean 96, because that's the splash radius. You thought you were safe. You weren't.
Yep. Sounds good.
Hooray.
All right.
For those who might be wondering, if you put that special on its intended turret, your accuracy is going to go up to, it's 198 with that, because it's 90 base and then plus 120%. And if you're against something with 2/3 evade, which is about what you can get with a speed system 5 and an agility 4 on a
I could mock that up.
You could probably, it's probably a little higher, but you're only going to be hitting 2 out of 3 shots. And that's really important. I think the main reason that I'm not impressed with any of these prizes is that base attack and base defense, you're kind of supposed to be a jack of all trades. If you leave out a critical damage type, then that leaves you open to a strong hit from a stack of something that's weak against that normally would be weak against it. Like if you don't have any ballistic in your base at all, then Liberators can run down with even more impunity than they probably already do because Talons are insane, you guys. And it's the same on offense. If you build your 5 Liberators and they've got strong ballistic, in theory, you're sunk. So you're kind of supposed to have a balance. But that's not how radioactive weapons in the launcher form work. You're supposed to have a lot of them all stacked up really close together, so you're extra vulnerable to a pinch. You're vulnerable to things with unreactive, or even if they get one turret with a good snipe, it's going to hurt a lot more than normal. Your ability to damage is just so drastically cut, and it just doesn't work in this day and age. The radioactive doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, especially against the, I was bringing up earlier, the Visago's Pride and what it does to the rest of the Prides. It's me and Larry were talking earlier in the.
What the hell? I just thought of what it does, and we're like, wait, what the hell? Oh.
Yeah.
Why are all those numbers there, and why are they all so high? Oh.
Okay. He just figured out it doesn't really do much against him?
I mean, it's 15,000 rad deflection, and all that pen deflection, equivalent to 5 prides, and terrifying amounts of corrosive damage. Like, seriously?
Yeah, because I got hit by one. I took a couple of them out, but it was like I was watching my Valiant get one-shotted by a single Pride with a Visaga Pride lead. And there's really no way to... I mean, you can put some splash dispersion on buildings around it and things of that nature, but there's no good way to armor up your ships against this because... all the defender hulls have 100% defense resistance bypass. The war plating is only for conquerors, not conquerors and defenders. And I think that would be probably the best fix in my mind, is to make the war plating available for defenders as it already is for conquerors. Because right now I don't see a good defense for your ships. They did offer the COM or whatever it's called. It's called a panel.
The turret special.
Yeah, it's a turret special, which gives you 45%. But that's just for your turret special. It doesn't seem like there's a really good way until you get something like war plating on your ships to defend your ships against the Visaga Prides.
So when do you think we're getting corrosive plate in the line of explosive plate, penetrated plate, etc.?
I don't think soon. I think this was a hasty thing that was done out of a way to fix the fuck up that was the Moto Glut. And I don't think they thought it through as far as the fact that they made the Visaga Pride so powerful in response to trying to get rid of the Moto Glut while fixing our base on other things.
Well, the way to fix an overpowered base hitting fleet is not to introduce something even more powerful.
What are you doing with that logic? Whoa, back that up. Back that logic up. There's no place for that here.
I could back way up, actually. This cord is really long.
He could probably get... Can you make it? You can make it all the way to your refrigerator.
I don't know. Find out. I had it wrapped up, but it's kind of canceled. It's kind of... there we go. All right,
yeah, it's gonna...
No.
One day. No.
Wait. Oh, wait. Nope. I can go this far.
That's still impressive, though.
That's very impressive.
Fridge.
Yeah, I mean, you just need to get one of those little can grabbers, like people clean up on the side of the road. You can open your refrigerator. I think that might be your Christmas present or birthday present. Dude. Well, your birthday present, Your birthday was recently, so I guess you didn't get one. So I guess
can grabber, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Then you would have been all set up.
And of course,
You,
I,
you
I
could go
guess
back and you go back and go, and this episode, I have this beer.
almost out of beer. Too bad I can't reach the fridge.
Yeah.
And that's why you need a power grabber. So you can reach.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Alrighty.
Um,
I'm sorry. I've
that's
taken it.
okay. Kicks that into a release. We could just, yap about whatever.
There's things to cover, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I was looking at incinerator builds for the one I'm going to build, and I was kind of leaning towards throwers. You have any thoughts on that?
It's gonna make it. It has 108 range, at least as far as a spotter. It seems like it has interesting possibilities if you're spotting for something else.
I mean,
do throwers go over walls? I legitimately forgot. That is how long it's been.
I think so, but they have really low building damage. At least the latest crop, so that's kind of a drawback. But
if they go over walls, it's sort of okay.
Yeah,
but I think they still need to
there's
go
the Cepha. There's the Cepha thrower from way back in the FM.
But if you
got
could
better
use
damage
spotter,
than, yeah, I'm thinking it's a great spotter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the thing I hate about launchers is that the shots travel so slow. So
HVR.
Well, yeah.
Goes with everything.
Actually, I think I put HVR on my design. I haven't built it yet. I'm trying to remember if I put HVR on it. Lucky me, I've got the game up and I can check. Because I might have done it for the build. It helps your building damage too. So, I did not do HVR. I did the high yield warheads to get the splash and the building damage, but maybe HVR would be a better. Well, I guess it doesn't matter so much with the thrower. I can
how many are you planning on building? Just one or two for
just one?
Just one, yeah. So if it's primarily a spotter,
I threw it up there.
Okay, let me put you up for that.
I don't know if it's great or not, but that's what it is. So engine, siege battery, high yield warheads for the building damage and the splash, polonium accelerator for the range and damage, a little more damage, and agility system for the evade. And then I put a couple of the tephras, but mostly polonium. I don't know. Maybe more tephras would be better for base hitting.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on how it mixes with the rest of the fleet. If your primary intention is to use this as a spotter, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a spotter, I should probably put some annies on there for hyenas.
Yeah. A couple of phalanx fours would be would work well here.
Yeah. Well, I haven't built this yet, so.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of phalanx fours and
I don't know.
Are those the explosive plates, the top two?
Yeah, because it's got no built-in explosive deflection. I think it has some when it gets bloodlust. No, not even when it gets bloodlust.
Okay.
So yeah, so I put explosive plate on there.
They're slowly giving us reasons to run that rocket turret. The D100
S.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just not afraid of these,
No. And it's just got what, ballistic and corrosive, and it doesn't get much of anything else. But if you want ballistic deflection, you can look at the Pride, or you can look at the Oppressor. And if you want corrosive deflection, I believe you can also look at the Oppressor. Let me take a look. Of course, I wouldn't have that up because I don't know what I'm doing. Fill for time while I find him. Nope, wrong one. I'm not good at this. 7,000 corrosive deflection and 90,000 ballistic versus deflection on the
Incinerator has 10,000 corrosive and 20,000 ballistic.
Yeah, so if somehow some ballistic or some corrosive turret is with 20,000 a shot, what?
Yeah.
How? I want to know. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Actually.
I guess. All right. So let's see. We talked about hunger. Let's see. We talked about the call to arms and all those icebreakers.
Hey, I will leap forward face first and fall flat on my face because that's how the show's going for me so far. So it's very interesting with the icebreakers because, we built them for a month. Everybody did because they were all we could get, and they sucked. And almost nobody continued to build them, and I'm sure a lot of people scrapped them. And now they gave us 23 days worth of tokens, and we were all confused. And then they did it again. So we got 46 days worth of tokens and 10x charged armors and a free fully built Visago's Icebreaker if you did literally all 4 runs both times. But those are with like the cheaty face missiles that were in the last raid that have like 2,000 minimum damage. Because if they could hurt my Zealous for that much, that is their minimum damage. It just seemed unnecessarily difficult to get the tokens to build the fleet because you had to sink about 50 days. Well, for me, it was 50 days in for the first month to get the 4 shells and then get 3 done for the raid. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, what I did initially is I had 2 fully built icebreakers. So then but I didn't have like counters on them or good counters on them. So then with my so when I did the first TLC and got the 23 days, I built a countermeasure icebreaker. And then that fleet still sucks. But now that I did it again, I can build a 4th offensive icebreaker and then the Visagos. And 20 days isn't going to get me a fully done Visago, but it's going to be usable.
If you use D1s, you'll be done.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. I was going to put some charged on it.
Yeah, I did it because I had to.
So, but yeah, I don't know if that fleet's going to be any good still, but I'm going to build it for free. So, but after the first 2 at least. So I guess I'll take it and try it. But I don't know. So the Hunger TLC was supposed to be Icebreaker optimized, but I still did better with the monos on that one, especially against those ships.
Especially on level 7.
Well, 7 tore me up a bit, but yeah, I mean, in general, yeah. I can't imagine my icebreakers
It'll tear you up more.
Yeah. So I don't think Kix has come up with the target that's better for icebreakers yet. At all.
No, I mean, I tried it with the icebreakers because they said, well, that's what you should do. And I just got my first 23 days, which allowed me to refit 3 of my ships to the new weapon that they introduced way too late and kit out my 4th one with them. So now I had 4 ships done with ice, and I put a charge. No, I didn't. I couldn't even do that. They were all D1 armors. I had to wait and do the second run through of the second Call to Arms Icebreaker for the 8 days of build tokens to put those charged armors on. So the grand total is what? 50 plus 23 plus 8. So 81 days, and we're still not done yet. And then it was 20 days for the ship, like 101 days. But they keep asking us to use that fleet, and because we need monos for the FM, we needed monos for the call to arms. We needed. You could use monos for this as well,
Yep.
That's 3 different times we need to use monos. Like, there just isn't that much time. I had to outsource my fleets. That's one of the reasons I used icebreakers. The other one was I wanted to test it out now that I had them all golden with V rockets, and it was a fun time, but it feels way too much like a forced sell of a really bad fleet. But they tried to make it okay by giving you so many tokens. The problem is you already had to have a better fleet completed at a very high level to get those tokens in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You had to have your Zealous and Monos done and skulled and all kitted out and perfect. Otherwise, you were getting 8 days of tokens every time around, and that just isn't enough. So what are they promoting? What are they doing? What is the strategy? There isn't one. I still hold that the person who designed the icebreakers got really, really salty when nobody used the fleet that he designed. So there's like, oh, icebreakers, you need them now. You need them next week. It's like, no, shut up. Your fleet sucks. It still sucks.
Yeah.
So do they hire so do they have the new guy, design like the Ironclad and the icebreakers? Is that how it works? It's sort of like a hazing.
A hazing? Did that guy design the monoliths too?
Probably.
Yes.
Did that guy design the OU-10? The X-charged armor in its first iteration? I could keep going.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
God.
D100S. Somebody let slip to the public in that raid video. Somebody designed that thing with a 60% rocket range at first.
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody did it. It happened.
Yeah. And it would have been quite powerful at that point. Especially when you threw on your coaxial firestorms. With 100, what was the range? 113 or 100?
Let's see. So it was 68 times 1.6. 108.8.
Okay, there we go.
Well, nice.
To that designer, was it worth your dignity?
Wasn't there a little bit more in there? Wasn't there another? Because I thought it was longer. Because right now, the throwers on the new ride ship gets out to there, right?
No, I think it was. Well, I think part of it was because I don't think a lot of people saw that at the time because the weapon and the special and the hull that did it have since become PvP only, so it's kind of been out of our minds. But yeah, you can still spot at 108 in PvP just fine. Has
anybody hit the Reaver hubs?
No.
So I hit like 1 the first day, and then I hit it with 2 Phoenix, and then like I did over half, and then I was gonna coin the repair, but it blew up, so I didn't coin the repair, and so that was all. So,
because I was trying to think as far as Phoenix builds from what we've seen so far. I mean, I haven't hit them because my Phoenixes aren't in shape to do it, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of missile fire going on there. Like, are you, originally everybody thought to put Phalanx 4s on them, but I don't know. Does anybody, I guess we don't have enough experience to.
I mean, I have 1 Phalanx 4 on them, and I did use frontline countermeasures instead of siege battery.
Mm-hmm.
So there, and I mean, and then everything else is Talons. I had 1 of each charged right now. I use speed 5. I know a lot of people are using Magnus. I think once I get another ship in there, I'll kill drones fast enough that I'm not worried about the speed.
And I'm assuming that we're going to get a flagship that's going to be that, based on what we're seeing, potentially raises combat speed for the rest of the fleet.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I
don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. I mean, we'll certainly get a flagship. It'll do something, but I don't know.
And Judge Steele's asked, if you use the sonar special, does it have to be on a weapon that deals submerged damage? I'm assuming you're talking about the transformer. And no, it doesn't. That tower doesn't have to have something that does submerged damage. It's nice, but you need to have something that's, once that tower sees something, everything else sees it. So you need to have something in range that can take out those subs. That's within the range of the edge of that sonar.
Yep.
You don't need to have it on that tower itself.
If you look at level 4 of the late Hunger TLC, rest in peace. Nobody really cared. On the right side of that entrance, the closest turret is an Emancipator turret. It's a ballistic turret, but it had the special, and it could see you, and it would shoot at you, but it wouldn't deal damage because the Emancipated weapon itself didn't have submerged. Now, if you were to somehow move up and get hit by the Venom Spitter or the concussive charges, those had submerged damage, and those could hit you, but just by itself, the Emancipator didn't do anything, so you could snipe it out. Just you got to be careful of your placement. But yeah, you can totally do it.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see what else is going on.
No, it's just that you're not doing the show, and it's like you're in the room.
Hefe, you might want to mute yourself. What else is going on? Let's see. We still have the lack of 113s, right? That still sucks. I don't know what else to say about that. Brian, you have any thoughts on that?
I am scanning my sector around the highly populated areas, and I have yet to see one. That's 103.
Yeah.
That's 103.
Yeah.
That's not even.
But your sector is like, I don't know. You're like most likely to see tumbleweeds.
The boonies? Yes.
Yes.
I'm looking through. I'm counting. I have not seen a single 103, but I've seen.
You mean 113?
113. Thank you. But I have seen 7 103s.
Yep.
Yeah, I've started to see a couple, but my sector is very busy. I mean, we had on the leaderboard during the raid, number 101 had over 160 million.
So, I mean, my experience earlier today when I started the FM just before the show is I hit a 103 and then nothing spawned yet. So I hit another 103 and then a 103 spawned and then I hit another 103 and then 2 113 spawned. So I hit those two. It's just dumb. I mean, it's dumb.
I mean, because people are complaining that, the big complaint about the game recently has been the number of chores. And this just takes the FM and makes it a much larger chore of having to go hunt around the map to find 113s or just hit 103s repeatedly and hope that you get a 113.
Yep.
I mean, it seems like there's a better metric or a better spawning methodology than just all 103s at the beginning and then maybe supposedly a 50% chance after you kill a 103 that you're going to get a 113.
Is that true that only, hang on a sec, is that true that only 103s spawn at the beginning? I just assume people hop on the FM and take out the 113s so the people who get on not right when the FM starts or don't find any.
I've been on when they start, and I can't find a 113 anywhere. In this sector, they start to increase actually after it starts. So it's not. I don't know. Anybody in chat? Well, somebody says one. Well, Dennis is agreeing with us, and then somebody says 113s are located on a different server. but yeah, I think they originally spawned as 103s, and you need to kill the 103s in order to get a chance, whatever that chance may be, to get a 113.
Yeah. It's dumb. You know, what I was thinking would be a solution to this was if the FM targets actually exploded, and then, you know, after some period of time, and then you'd get a random respawn, and so you'd get sort of this population of whatever's not being hit explodes, and you get a respawn, and then it would also fix the problem of having to worry about, you know, distributing points so that people don't do half a target, because half-done targets would respawn as well.
Yeah, yeah. Or they start off as, you know, as opposed to being all 103s at the beginning, they're half and half.
Well, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, that makes the most sense that the original spawning metric is 50-50 for the one, you know, the 103s and the 113s, as opposed to just being all 103s at the beginning.
Yep.
So yeah, we're getting a lot of sightings in chat in sectors 501 and 502 are just filled with 113s. So
I'm going to jump there.
Yeah. Anybody in that in those sectors or have access to them, you know, that's the place to go do your FM.
World -1 has them as well.
Yeah. Sector 0.
Okay.
That was a Mario Brothers joke. You're welcome. I think that because it used to be over a certain, your base level determined what you'd spawn.
Right.
But after a certain point, you'd only spawn the top target.
Right.
But now, after that certain level, which I think is 95, you could spawn either the 103 or the 113. And considering that 113s are easier and they're a target that we're all familiar with because we've all done them and you take less damage doing them, I think it should just go back to that where you only spawn 113s. Also, they give you 4 times as many points.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, because you know, the buddy that's you know, he's next to me. He finished off the last. It's not new for this FM. Last FM, you know, he's like, yeah, the FM. He's like, because he didn't want to hit the 103s. He's like, yeah, I grinded out the last of the FM, just hitting 87s. I was like, well, it takes some.
You know, actually, I did that too. I think I might have done them with those icebreakers, and actually 87s with icebreakers because really quick and really easy.
Well, the old 87s, or
yeah,
whatever
the old 87s.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's really easy. You don't even need to pay attention. Just like boom, boom, boom. Just put in some waypoints using the shift key. Yeah, auto repair. Because you know, everybody knows that Larry has good ships, except for his icebreakers suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, it's because you only have. Do you still only have 2, or did you build some more?
So I built the 3rd with counters, and then I'm going to build the last one in the Visago that with these tokens as soon as my shipyard frees up.
Okay. Yeah, because I think everybody. I don't know. You know, I don't know what the next target's going to look like as far as the TLC for the Skyfire carrier, but you know, I'm tempted to build a 5th one as opposed to building a Visago. Just because of what? What happened?
Walk onto his screen. Walk onto his screen.
See.
Wait.
There we go.
Just warn you.
Yes.
All right, we'll turn that off.
Okay. I was looking at chat, so okay.
Sorry, you were saying?
I forget at this point. Oh yeah, I was about to build a. I thought it was a reaction to that, because the recommendation associated with the Call to Arms icebreaker above the screen has been that, you know, we're giving you all these tokens in order to do the Skyfire TLC.
Right.
And I'm tempted to build a fifth, just normal icebreaker, as opposed to building the Visagos, since I can probably get that done and ranked with the tokens I've earned. Because of the stacking bonuses that they have with a aura cap of 5, as opposed to aura cap of 1, which we've seen with the Phoenix.
Well, I think a Visago would help you more than a fifth.
I would have to pay to get that done.
Oh, okay. You didn't.
I could get the fifth icebreaker done with just tokens.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with charged, I didn't quite be. I'm not able to put a full set of rockets on the Visago for 20 days, but I think it'll still be better than the fifth icebreaker, which actually I couldn't do. I don't have the tokens for that since I only had 2 icebreakers before.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to invite people from the chat to join us and interject some new topics and blood into the current show, since we don't have any release notes. So
Sure.
if anybody would like to join us, I posted the link, the Hangout link on the right-hand side.
Just, don't say anything too stupid.
Yeah, because we'll try to outdo you.
Sorry, I'm just flashing this, warn you. Okay.
Yes. I'm trying to think as far as the TLC. Yeah, because the TLC, I mean, the real news is going to come out tomorrow. And that will be really telling, as far as between the Skyfire, the new specials that we're going to see, and how difficult it is going to be to earn it. I'm going to be interested to see what's going to happen tomorrow. I think that's going to be, and we'll talk about it on the Friday show, and I'm sure Brian and whatnot will talk about it Thursday. So,
I still have a strong suspicion that even if they say you should use icebreakers, I still bet monos or whatever, a mortar fleet will do better.
Well, with Hunger, I was using both. I was going in and clearing out certain parts with the monos, and then doing cleanup with the icebreakers. Like in the Hunger, I go take out all those short range targets with my monos, and then come in with the icebreakers and did everything that triggered the fleets to be released.
Except I thought the fleets were way easier with the monos as well, because I just have the one, just my tank would be in range, and it would outrun them. So it would pop in range, fire off a bunch of mortars, and then get out of range and not get shot at. And only one ship was getting shot at, by the way, instead of my whole fleet. And the splash from the mortars would destroy all those ships. Worked really well. So it would pop in range. Berean, you gotta mute your YouTube.
And I think that's one of the big problems with them in designing the targets, because the Monolith fleet and the Icebreaker fleet are so inherently different, just vastly. And one of the big differences is what you just said. There's one ship taking the damage versus 5, and we've been doing this tank and remote targeting mortar thing for a really long time, over a year. And so we know how it works. We know what to do. And yes, we can just run up and go into some rockets and get chunked out, but that's five icebreakers taking damage. And the thing is, if they were to build it for icebreakers, the only thing I could think of is a different sort of speed gate, where instead of you need fully accelerated monos, even if that was somehow not fast enough, but 5 icebreakers stacked up with speed system 5 was, that's the only thing I could see. But if you do that, then the people who couldn't either scrap their icebreakers, they never built them and never got them because they sucked, cannot emphasize this enough. You're making people build a fleet that failed at the first hurdle, like that could not hit the ball off of the tee. Like this is what your icebreakers did. And
Because it was a bowling ball.
well, to the
That's what you
icebreakers
gotta
it was. To nearly every other fleet in the game, it was an actual plastic wiffle ball that you set on a tee, and then it's fine. But no, the icebreakers, it was a bowling ball. Anyways, so you punish the people that either scrapped them or didn't build them or didn't have time to because they're concentrating super hard on Phoenixes or couldn't get far enough in the TLCs to build enough of a fleet to call it good. Like, it would be a disaster for them to actually do that. So they're not going to do that.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of target you would build that would be better for. I mean, I guess you said it. You need some kind of gauntlet where it's just not even monos that are sped up or fast enough. I don't know.
Or they speed those circulating mines. They speed those things up.
Oh my no.
Well, you asked.
Then you might actually be tripping balls while playing BP.
yeah. The lag mines, that's the way I like to call it.
Oh, but I found the solution to 113s, by the way. And this comes from Castle Rock.
Okay.
You need to clear your queue.
Oh, okay.
That's why you're not seeing them.
Our queue as far as our cache or our queue?
Yeah, our cache.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like right now I'm watching my boats do circles across the screen and they're not killing a target. It must be my boat. Must be my machine.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about the the inability to be able to find them. I told you last show you need to go out and start killing some 103s. So
I did that today. I killed 4 of them.
Okay.
And nothing showed up. And somebody else hit a 103 south of us.
Okay.
And 3 of them popped up, and I took every one of them.
There you go. Very good. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't understand the motivation that they have to do that. Because I can't imagine enough people are using this blitz option to make it reasonable that they're doing this. That they're forcing these 103s down our throat. That people are actually blitzing enough that they think this is good for the game or the community.
Yeah, the cost to my icebreakers is 3 times as much to do a 103.
Per point or in general?
In general.
Okay. Wow.
I can do a 113 for 2 or 3 coin damage. Yeah, and I'll do a 7 or 8 on a 103.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, I want to talk about the 113. I need to get a beer, but I want to talk about the 113s because I found I was taking markedly less damage to the point where in a 113 last week, back when I could find them occasionally, using the 1-star mortar heads. And I'm, down to the point where I was, I had to bring it back to my base, but I was doing the whole thing. I was getting hit by the cold snaps. I was also getting hit by the cold snaps just to the left of the gate. But I was still able to do, using the 1-star mortar heads, I was able to do it, bringing it back to my dock to repair, but only 15 seconds of damage.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good.
I'll try that.
Yeah, because I think the potential difference is the fact that I think it adds plus 30 anti-mortar counters. And the duality countermeasure on the Zelos is 45. The hailstorms, whatever, are 44. And I think that special is only impacting the what you individually equip on your ship. And so therefore, all the mortars are getting killed by your hails. And then your duality countermeasures is purely at this point just dealing with the incoming missiles.
Hmm.
I don't know. You know, I mentioned to a couple people, I haven't heard back as far as them experimenting with them and getting the same results I was. But you know, when last time I started using them, the most damage I got was 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and then 15 to 18 seconds. As
It's really
far as,
interesting.
yeah. But I'm not really. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying I haven't kept a Motorhead crew in a long time.
Yeah, and it's not the regular one. It's the 1-star, because the regular one doesn't provide the additional plus 30% range for anti-mortar.
Right.
Yeah. So if anybody else wants to try it out, if they can find a 113 and see if it really changes the amount of damage they're getting, especially if you're, you know, only if you're using a Zelos as your tank, not if you're using a Gridiron. Because I think what the interaction is with the duality countermeasure. Now that the duality countermeasure doesn't have to, will never need to shoot at mortars, and only be shooting at incoming missiles because of the range difference.
Yeah, maybe after the update tomorrow we'll get 113s. Hey, I'm being serious.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
No one's answering on the forums. No one from Kixeye, other than moderators, and there's over 4 threads open.
I don't think they see it as a problem.
Probably not.
The guy who made the 103s is salty that people aren't doing his targets, so he's forcing it upon us.
They're terrible targets. They have all these useless buildings scattered all over the place that just annoy you. You just have to go hit them for no reason. They don't do damage. They just add time and annoyance. They're just annoying targets.
And if you try a quick route and like misstep an inch, you hit a mine.
Yep.
Yep.
Terrible targets.
Yes. But
I won't do them.
I heard someone say they wouldn't do them.
Exactly.
Is BP now the stage for what could be the biggest online bystander effect in history?
It might be.
Are we all part of a big psychological experiment?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening? Did this stop being a game?
I think so.
It can rot on the map. I'll do 88s and just sit here.
Ooh. Shots
That's
fired.
how I feel about the 103s.
At least do 87s while you can.
Okay. I'm finished. I don't have any problem finding 113s.
Huh.
But there's nobody in competition over here. So if they were there, it was nobody fighting for them.
I don't know. My sector, I don't know.
I'm in this
We have-
sector, so, like, it's good. Kind of negative, isn't it? Sorry.
Well, no, it's like Brian said, it feels like we're in a trap and a test. And it's gone from the game mode to a University of Berkeley psychiatric test.
It's just a little frustrating.
I mean, they have Skinner boxes out the wazoo already, so you know, good old BF Skinner. Pigeons, intermittent rewards, all that sort of thing. Kind of scary.
Yep. And we fall for them.
Well, I mean, they are designed to keep you hooked. That's their purpose.
Oh, damn it. Special Ops found a 113. I'm searching all over. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's in our sector. But
And now the hunt continues, searching for the 113 in its natural habitat. Sector. What sector are you in? What sector?
I'm not going to tell you.
I wouldn't tell him
Sector
either.
not to be disclosed.
FA,
protect
you want
the-
one? You want a 113? I'll post it. He's no answering.
FA?
Not getting a beer. He said he was.
Oh, see, he goes for a beer. I find a 113 for him.
There you go.
Well, he's not here, so unless he watches us back, he will never know.
No. Oh, I'm going to rub it in that he walked away and lost it.
Yeah, I guess I could say, like, don't feel bad about going to steal 113s, and don't be mad if your 113 is taken. It's part of the game. Unfortunately, it shifted over to PvE, but I mean, it's kind of a crappy moral stance to take.
Mm-hmm.
But if Kix is going to cheat me, I'm going to cheat them back. Not like legitimate hacks or anything. No. That's out of bounds.
But if I find a repair glitch, I'm going to use it.
I felt bad when I used a BB crew on a campaign. It's like, well, this is easy. And then I remembered how much damage those missiles deal if they hit you, no matter what you're running. And then I stopped feeling bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody in the
And the
hunter?
thing is, it's not like that damage represents a few minutes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're running a Zealous tank, which a lot of people are, because it's the best tank in the game. Not close. Get wrecked with Iron Monolith. Get wrecked. That's going to equate to quite a lot. 2,000 on mine, I think, is, I don't know, probably not exactly half an hour, but I have a different build with Pandemonium Morts for repair efficiency.
So yeah, it could be half an hour.
It could be half an hour, and that's just on one missile. You're going through a target with a bunch of different platforms. You could easily get destroyed. I had mine go from 80% to almost dead in a single target in that campaign. The Call to Arms campaign, just level 4. Just almost gone because you missed the missiles enough. And you're dealt with a 3-hour repair. So, yeah. If that's the game they're going to play, well, let's do this.
This
If they
warned
take
you.
it to this warn you. If you take it to the logical conclusion, you're not going to have any players left. Just warn you.
I got a funny one for you. Half my fleets are dead. 72 hours to repair.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And that's just from using them today and yesterday. I mean, I got one that's a 20-hour, what? The Tide Seekers are a 20-hour repair.
Yeah, Tide
And
Seekers.
they're not all dead.
I mean, people say, oh, it's math and just people in the back doing numbers and this and that. And probably one of their calculations is just a percentage of total repair that people coin. And I think the problem with that is they would probably think that would expand, linearly upward. But the problem with that is you run into, with higher and higher repair times at a certain point, people just aren't going to coin it. I think the other problem is they'd introduce a blitz feature so that you could there's some amount of, I don't know how to say it other than, well, no damage to give. I was going to say, no, I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Chicken.
Fine. An amount of suck to give, how much extra damage you can take so that you could get up from your current damage to the minimum blitz target damage. Like, you could do I could do 84s for free all day, that last raid. But the minimum blitz was like 5 coins. So I could get a bunch more damage and still be okay, not have to spend any more. I think that they're kind of shifting the model over to time and doing it that way. Maybe, because who's going to coin, oh, they're coining 5% of a 12-hour repair. No, they're not. They're pressing repair, turning off your game, and doing something else for the day. And they're not going to be inclined to spend because why would they spend on something so massive that just isn't fun. Because 12-hour repair, that's like $250. And for one repair of one fleet, it's not like you're getting something cool out of this. It's just a routine.
Right.
Oh, something screwed up and then I died.
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough shrimp fried rice for at least 2 days, right, Brian?
If you're me, but I'm a tiny human.
And let's talk 4 of the Phoenixes. Only one of them has more than 2 guns on it. That's 7.5 hour build, or I'm sorry, 11-hour repair.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to swear too much.
Oh, you like Phoenixes and you know it. You like that little hook in them.
They're really cool.
But they
that
suck.
repair time is garbage. Like this is, and it's not like with the monos, it's not like you could park one in the front and 4 in the back. You're driving a range, especially if there's splash, and we've seen there to be splash with those corrosive fireball launching whatsits. They'll hit you. They'll hit you for damage on all 5 of your ships. So you got to have them all armored up, and that takes time we don't have. I don't get it.
That's this whole Conquer thing where you can only either hit a base or be ready the weekend after the raid, and that's the only way you can update them
or upgrade, rank them,
rank 'em.
or you can hit player fleets.
Or you can pay.
What?
Did we just get 9'd?
Well, you could go hit 9's fleets.
No, we were talking about Phoenixes, and then all of a sudden it became ranking Conqueror fleets, and I missed the transition.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what day is it? But still.
Yeah. That was a little bit of that was a little bit of a 9's that Dennis threw at you.
Yeah, I got to keep you awake.
I'm sort of paying attention.
This is what happened. This is what happens when my wife leaves for a week.
I see. She's doing fine, Dennis.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
She'll come home maybe.
Yeah, probably.
But it's just, what I have a feeling is going to happen since these Phoenixes were so crappy, except for the few people that could totally build it. Watch this ship that comes out tomorrow or in the next TLC be the number 1 for the raid.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I mean, every time
they've done it before.
Well, every time the one they've called the skill hull has been better, and I still believe that. I still like Hellraiser over Time Seekers.
Sometimes the skill hull needs multiple buffs to make it better.
Well, okay.
I'm helping.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
I don't know.
Brian and I we ran the numbers, and last Wednesday show, because Brian was running through the numbers in a spreadsheet, and then I just did just an example of one build versus another, Apollo versus Phoenix. And as far as what we're getting shown on the blueprints, it's not really that much advantageous to have the Phoenix until we see whatever the flagship is for it, because I'm assuming the flagship is going to push it way above, or there's hidden stats, because that's the other thing. Dennis, have you been hitting the Reaver the Reaver targets that were on the map, the Reaver nodes or whatever?
Oh, the 100s? Yeah, I last about pip, and I'm gone. And that's with 4 of them.
4 Phoenixes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might be doing something wrong. I mean,
well, I got the armor I have on them is the new charged armor and 2 more of the what the hell are they? The COs.
So one of the things that you got to do in those 100s is there's that big ship that has the UAVs, and you got to stay out of range of those UAVs.
I can't even get out of the range of the drones.
Okay. So all right. So if the drones are ripping you up, you either need
Yeah.
more accuracy or more speed.
Where am I at? Oh, yeah, because my
So-
accuracy is at 25.
Yeah. Okay. So I was using guided missile system on my 2, and was able to do all right against the drones.
And you're running Speed System 5, Larry, or are you running
Yeah.
Magnus? Okay.
Yeah, speed 5.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I'm running Magnus.
So wait a minute, but I thought you'd be faster than the drones with Magnus.
Pretty much you are.
Yeah. Dennis,
Yeah.
Dennis, do you think you may just be having driving issues?
Well, that could be too. That's always in the negotiation. But
Yeah. Because
I was kiting them pretty good. Then all of a sudden, something hit me, and all 4 of them were gone.
Because remember last week, Larry, Dennis ran us through the hunger campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
I don't have the best driving skills,
Yeah. So
but
I mean,
these
that could be
here
part of it. That
they
could
have a
be
speed
part
of 44. I don't know if that's the speed I get out of them.
So yeah, I mean, my Phoenix with speed 5 are at 39. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah,
He knows what to say. He just says he's just too nice.
Drive better.
Yeah. I think that you know.
I think I'm going to
what-
throw this wireless mouse away and just get a wired mouse. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah. I
Hey,
mean, yeah.
You know what? In the very first one of these skill raids where you stop just right, I think it was the one with the Hell Race. Ditching my wireless keyboard for a wired keyboard made a big difference.
Really?
Absolutely.
I didn't know
'cause-
that.
Yeah, because Larry, basically it also includes Wi-Fi. I mean, Wi-Fi, wireless mouse, wireless keyboard. It's basically like a walkie-talkie that communicates really quickly back and forth. But you
Yeah,
can't you can't go both ways at the same time.
Yeah, and they're all on 2.4 gigahertz. I mean, it's using the same band as Wi-Fi.
That band is so heavy in this house, it's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, but if also you can hook up to get an Ethernet cable and wire everything, and then you should
Oh yeah.
some of these issues should resolve themselves.
No, I'll be on Amazon tonight taking care of it.
I did that Ethernet cable and wired everything, and it did make a difference. It did, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you prevent 3 or 4
Milliseconds.
10 hours is. If you prevent about 5 crashed Phoenix fleets, you've paid for a corded mouse.
Oh yeah.
Not that expensive.
Right.
Yeah, quarter mouses are cheap, And then I never understood them either. Unlike, because my mom has, she's got a cordless mouse and a cordless keyboard,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you're not gonna wander around the house with a keyboard, are you?
Yeah, it's
it-
convenient.
Wire's good.
But you're not like, I can understand like pretty much everybody here has a wired headset, but I understand the wireless headset better than I understand the wireless keyboard
Yeah.
or the wireless mouse.
I got a wireless headset.
Okay,
I got a wireless.
Okay, yeah.
Just using
That makes sense to me.
I
You
don't.
can wander around the house with that, but I'm not going to wander around the house with the mouse. Like, oh, there we go. But you can wander around with the headset. I just never understood the market demand for that, personally.
Well, it's the convenience thing.
yeah.
It's the whole idea of, especially when people have kids running around. And like, for instance, my setup, the setup that I use, I've got an i3 laptop sitting off to the side, but I have it HDMI'd into my 42-inch Sony television. Yeah, Battle Pirates almost looks good on it. But the point being,
Move
with
up to a
something like
65.
well, send me a 65 and I'll be happy to. But the idea, like if I had kids running around, I would probably do a wireless so that they're not tripping over. I mean, it's bad enough killing your fleets because I drive wrong. I don't need kids pulling the stuff completely out of my hands, just as an example. So, but just where you were coming from, when you look into like esports, gaming and stuff like that, League of Legends, any of these huge games where they're doing it for money, every single one has a wired and macroed keyboard and super macroed mouse, wired headset, and even though you do not see it, they are plugged in wired networking connection for the exact same reasons as was presented. You knock out every piece of latency possible. And I have seen the big difference. Wireless on one game where it actually shows my latency. I'm running, anywhere from 75 to 90 milliseconds on average for my latency. But when I was running my system directly plugged into my modem and router, I was running 40 milliseconds. I mean, that's half the latency just by plugging in.
Yeah. So you said esports and League of Legends, and now I'm going to pounce. First off, Kerp from Millennium back in the EOLCS Season 3 days. Yeah, that's right. I saw that face. He played with a trackball. Like, hand like this, got the little click, and you move the ball to move the mouse. It was a thing. The players actually do... Yes. Yes. The players do bring their own. They bring their own peripherals, their own mice, their own keyboards. I guess there's some on site just in case of emergency, but they're all plugged into a LAN server such that like ideally about where I am now in League of Legends, you get 80 ping, so 80 milliseconds forward and back. But on their LAN that they're all plugged into, they get 8 ping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that's a given, and it's for the exact same reasons. To be competitive, you've got to reduce the lag. Hey, Kixeye, there's a hint. If you want us to be competitive and spend more money, kill the lag.
I just because I actually thought when they brought out Hyperions and you and up to 5 friends can join a fight, like that's really cool. That could have been, as dumb as it sounds, the closest thing anyone ever gets to saying Battle Pirates and esports in the same sentence. Because really, you've got the big alliances. And I'm sure the biggest alliances, they've got multiple people with very high-end Hyperions and very high-end fleets. And you could have giant 6v6 battles and people could watch. And ideally, the system wouldn't all crash and everything wouldn't be on fire. But that was a thing that could potentially have happened if budgets were not even unlimited, just reasonably high, and people would watch and be like, oh, that's really cool. And maybe they'd go out and start to coin a Hyperion of their own or a good Conqueror fleet, this and that, things that they might not do otherwise because they wanted to emulate the people that they saw doing those things. It's better than giving the Hyperions out for basically free now with all that stuff and just kind of watching it fall flat. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the reality. Just have 12 people plugged in on. That would be a thing.
Well, it's more than just them having more money and more budgeted to it. I mean, to me, heaven forbid we use common sense. For me, the solution is simple. Get your crap right when you release it instead of spending a lot of money having to go back and fix the crap that shouldn't have been broken to begin with. And yes, that was about as tactful as I could get on it.
Put on all the old raids, all the old TLCs, and don't put out anything new for 3 weeks. Fix what you got.
And they could do that too. They've had so many reruns these past. I mean, obviously the Hyperion one is a frequent rerun, but that's for a very good reason. It's the only way you can get that sort of tech. But yeah,
Mhm.
they like to rerun stuff for New Conqueror holes. The Implements of War, I'm sure that could be a frequent rerun as well to get people caught up to PvP. Maybe they'll add another level with the Pride as a prize, because you kind of need that now if you want PvP stuff.
Mhm.
Because they're not going to make the Gluttony easy to get. They learned their lesson. Oh, wait, no, they didn't. They just, overcorrected for... No, they refused to change it, and then they overcorrected. And then they overcorrected with the Visago's Pride. And now they tried to fix that with the turret special, but it isn't even working. You're saying, get it right when they come out, but we are literally in the middle of a snowball of decisions made from, we are choosing to not nerf the Muddle Missile. This is the world that we're living in right now. This is still a product of it. And they're not done. I don't think they're done. Because they still haven't released a corrosive plate. And I think they kind of have to release that one next month. They should have released it last month, but I guess they didn't. I think now that they're getting the data in from their Visago Pride hits, they kind of have to release it. Otherwise, what is there going to be? And they'll probably have to release a better weapon, because V Pride and 3 Prides and a Survivor is a fantastic fleet on paper and in practice. You don't even really need to build the Visago's Pride up. You just have the shell, because that's what it does. And then you have a Survivor for your corrosive deflection and you're sorted. What more do you need? There's a way to
Coins
fix it.
to
But
repair.
well, yes. That's what they hope.
Break in and change the numbers.
Well, they've already proven they're not willing to do that. They left 30 splash on the Muddle Missile. You need to buy an air horn.
An air horn?
Yeah. I throw so much salt and fire so many shots, I should just punctuate them with air horns.
Not on here, please.
I'd hold it off to the side and be quiet. Google Effects could have had an air horn button.
There's no way to quiet an air horn down.
You're not wrong, which is why I'm not doing it.
I have a 50-foot boat, I know. It plays outside, and I'm sorry.
Ooh.
My wife likes to just piss me off and hit it every now and then. So, but she likes to watch me jump. So, yeah. Do you see any reason to have 16 buttons on your mouse? There's one they have.
Most MMO games have hotkey bars of about 12.
This thing looks like a 10 keypad on the side of the mouse.
Oh, I love 10 keys. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Well, I mean,
can you give me a link?
that
I want to see
comes
this thing.
that comes into all the macro settings. A mouse like that is strictly set up on macros.
Yeah, as long as you can remember which button to hit.
I have a left click and a right click and a scroll wheel. I'm happy.
But it's way easier than women. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the 16 button one or
yeah.
What's this one have? This one has 12.
Need the special spot.
Yes. Well, yes. We're well, is there anything well, I guess there's one more question since we brought up earlier that has anybody been hit by the Visago's Pride this week? Oh, and nobody's willing to talk about it.
Nope. I've hit people with it.
Yeah,
show me on the doll where the Visago's Pride touched you.
Yes. Everybody, I'm sure everybody got hit by one.
But the only way you do it is, if you're going to use it, is you have to park it in the corner.
Or bring it in last.
Well,
Yeah. It's your finisher.
But you don't need it, because it gives it's extra stuff right there, and it does make a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
But for being a ship, it sucks.
What do you mean?
I did get hit with them myself.
Okay.
But the data would be skewed simply for the fact that the guy prepped all of my good defenders before sending in 4 prides and a Visago. But I will tell you that even though he took not a whole lot of damage, my hyena put a bad hurt on the pride that it hit. I mean, almost 30% on a single pride.
Yeah.
Pretty much with just the hyena.
Yeah. I mean, I took out 3 of them, 3 of the prides. It just seems like I'm not sure that I'm not sure with the fact that warplating is conquer only. The big thing I saw related to is our fleets. Our fleets aren't really set up to deal with the amount of damage that the prides can do with the Visago pride with that plus 250 corrosive damage. I'm not sure that we have the tools yet. We have some of them. I mean, we have the splash dispersion that you can put on, different buildings and whatnot, and increase that. But we don't have the ability to add corrosive deflection. We can add corrosive defense, but all the modern hulls, for modern defender hulls, have 100% defense handicap. Yeah, so we don't really have something to deal with that because, like we talked about earlier, they tried to fix the muddle glut issue, and then they created another monster that was worse than the muddle glut, at least in my opinion. And I'm just hoping, we also got the special that we can put on our turrets, but I watched my Valiants go down with 1 hit from a pride with this. Just one, boom, 1 salvo, it was dead. And I was like, we should have something that would, and that was also in the aura of 1 splash dispersion. It wasn't multiples, and I'm not even sure how they stacked, but it wasn't multiples. I was just curious if anybody else had experience on this that we could, share with the community.
Well, what you need to do is you need to wait for the Harlock's Justice to come out.
Come on.
And then you're going to be fine.
Yeah, the thorns work.
Do they work well? Well, I mean, I get 25.
I don't know. My base still got 100%ed with it.
Yeah.
With what, the Justice?
The Justice and I can't even remember what else I had in there.
Well, I've been wanting to talk to somebody, so I guess this is as good a place as any to do it. What will the Justice with lockdown rockets do?
Make them stop or slow them down enough, depending on where you put it, such that they would have to take more hyena fire. In theory, in practice, they'll probably just prep you with liberators.
Yeah, because I haven't built my Justice yet. Does it have a rocket range extender?
No, it does not.
Yeah.
So you're stuck with whatever you get.
What is it, 68?
Yeah. But people are trippy when it comes to that stuff. They will want to come in and rush, thinking, "Oh, I can get by it." So I wasn't so worried about putting. I mean, I've got 4 of the new penance cannons or whatever they call it on there. I wanted them to run in, huh?
Mike Pence cannons.
Yeah, Mike Pence, nice. I wanted them to come in and run into the lockdowns.
And there's some synergy there because they both have splash.
Yeah,
they both benefit from projectile speed.
I mean, the only thing I saw was the fact that by the time that a pride would get into the range of the lockdown missile, your depends. I mean, I don't know about the Justice, but with the Valiant, it would already be dead.
The Valiant would, yeah. That's, I mean,
but why?
I'm trying to come up with a combination of the slowdown from the Harlox Alpha and the lockdown on the Justice.
Doesn't the Valiant have a rocket range buff though?
Yeah, it does, and that's
Oh,
why I was bringing that up, because that's where I put my lockdown is on the I think it's 20%.
Yeah, but the values kept
25.
dying. It's easy.
It's
Wasn't even
not
funny.
enough. You need the rocket range to be the same as the Pride range, I think, or you're just sunk.
So, okay, I guess we don't have any real solutions besides Raptor like fitting people with his V Pride, and I'm not even sure what V Pride means anymore, especially when Raptor's saying it. So,
Well, June was Pride Month, or so I heard.
okay, all right, you know.
So they
Don't get me started.
they released that in celebration,
Yeah,
and we all got wrecked.
Okay,
that's the way you want to say it.
right, you know. So, is there any sort of any issues that we haven't really cleared out here for anybody before we go to the after show? You know, besides what's behind Brian's right door, you know, things like that.
Remember,
But-
the answer is always C, but he only has A and B.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wait a minute, no, this
that
is just
that was intentional. It's what happens after Monty Hall takes away the door. He shows you what's behind the door, and it's like a donkey or whatever. This is what's left.
Oh, there's a donkey behind that door. That's fascinating. Okay, you know. Okay.
Sometimes it's a giant
No.
can of peas or whatever. Like there's a good prize and there's a zonk.
Okay. All righty.
Well, you people are old enough to get that.
yes.
a few of us.
Well, at least Larry is. You know, since he had his birthday this week.
Larry had a birthday.
I did.
Happy
Yeah.
late birthday, Larry.
He turned
Hooray.
29 for how many times now?
A lot.
I see.
And he went and saw you too. And how old are they?
Do they have walkers up on the stage?
Well, it's not like the Rolling Stones where they, you know, they got to have
Hell,
nurses.
the Rolling
They gotta
Stones
have
carry their own caskets around anymore.
Yeah.
There
They-
might
they
be
have-
necromancy involved. We're not sure.
We
Yeah.
got Grand Funk Railroad playing next week.
Yeah,
Oh, good
yeah,
Lord.
because I'm pretty sure the Rolling Stones have nurses instead of roadies.
Oh
At this
yeah.
point. Yeah.
Their roadies are nurses.
Tell you how lucky we were. Don Rickles was coming to town to do a show.
Oh my God, Tom Rickles is still alive.
What?
The week he died.
Breaking news! Da 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 da! Don Rickles is still alive. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
not anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say more.
Okay. I thought we had breaking news. I'm
So
sorry.
every
go
time
ahead,
every time I hear these old rock stars coming to town, I'm thinking, geez, they might die here.
hmm There you go, and then you can get commemorative value off of your on eBay on your
Unsold
ticket
tickets.
stub. Yeah, your ticket stubs. Yeah, like because like down in Miami, they were selling all the unsold tickets for a no hitter that took place by the opponent against them, which it didn't that didn't go well. That was about 4 or 5 years ago, but yeah. They only, there's only like 4,000 tickets sold for the no hitter, and then all the unsold tickets they were then auctioning off later because it was a no hitter, and they made money off it that way. But yeah,
Oh geez.
yeah, we need to get a new owner of the Miami Marlins.
So they're selling tickets to make a profit, and the catch is our team got wrecked so hard and nobody showed up because I guess they're not a very good team, and we're selling the tickets to fake to people that you were there when your team got wrecked super hard.
Yes.
Is-
Only
Yeah.
in America.
That's some kickside logic right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure, if any. Well, yeah, Brian, I'm not sure if anybody in Kickside was involved with that, but we should launch an investigation into that. There's a possibility.
Hey,
But
did anybody get into the gold sale yesterday?
Absolutely.
yeah, the 50% off was, you know, it was a nice, you know,
Yeah.
it was nice for the Americans. You know, it's the 4th of July celebration, and you know, I thought it was, you know, the way they structured it. I saw some people complaining about it,
Oh, come on.
but
Who
well,
would complain about it?
With the
Well, they were
offers not
complaining the
well,
fact that it was because I thought it was structured correctly. It was 5 times $5 purchases, so you could choose how much you want, and you basically pretty much got double your gold. And you know, I thought it was, you know, I thought it was a good move as far as things go. You know, I liked it. You know, I think they should do it every, you know, every player's birthday. That would be, you know, that'd be fun if it was actually individualized, because a lot of people are playing on Facebook and they actually know when your birthday is.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at Memorial Day. They gave it to us on the Friday. They did the same thing and said, watch for more all weekend. And nothing showed up.
I think that was, at first I thought it was a clever rollout of their new daily deals where you have a crew for 72 coins, but they just kept that in and it kept going. So somewhere either they forgot to turn it off, and if they did, they're probably going to claim it as a feature now, or they tried to keep us distracted from the fact that they completely lied about that it was special over the weekend and that it was actually just a permanent fixture, which also doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I like that. And the other thing I really liked that they did recently was the when they changed the build times on the Talon missile, and the fact that they didn't make people file tickets, and they went ahead and gave everybody tokens associated with that, and didn't force them to file tickets. And you know, especially for the people that couldn't file tickets. And you know, I have like 58 1-hour build tokens associated with that, and I thought that was a classy move on their part. You know, I did appreciate that.
Some of us had to file tickets.
Well, but at least it appeared they were trying to do that. You know, they were trying to, you know, not exclude the people that hadn't spent $50 in the game and keep everything fair. And I did like that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to write a few lines of code to go see who's building it than dealing with 1,000 tickets.
No, you shouldn't even have to do that. You just query how many Talons are being built.
Well, and the ones that were previously built, because originally I had 28 after day 1, and then I woke up the next morning and I had another 30 hours.
Evil Coiner.
Yeah, you know what? I got a bunch because I refit Talons on a Liberator with tokens.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool.
So how do you like the Talons on the Liberator?
I've only used them once. They work pretty well.
I've done 2 so far, I think.
Yeah.
And probably work best
2
against people that
I
don't
haven't
have.
tried them yet.
Probably work best against people that don't have Dracoaxials.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Yes.
the weakness on the Justice is explosive, so a few Mort Chuckers may have some luck killing them, right?
Or the D100S, yeah.
Yeah, but remember, everything you hurt, you're going to get hurt.
Well, I can
That's the
tell you
problem.
that mortars will eat a Justice up quick, and I actually have the explosive plates on my Justice. But when I got hit, it ate it up quick. I've got a few extra Gales that I'm going to put a couple of them on the Justice, a couple of them on my Hab, a couple more on the Hab, just to try to knock out as many of those as possible.
Well,
But,
my real question there was, is the coax turret working any better or not? Not the Drac coax, but the coax.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't have one built in my base personally.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, that's what I was wanting to find out, because I'm just not a big fan of putting all these dadgum antis on your boats because it takes away the firepower.
Wait, but you're talking about mortars. I'm sorry, turrets.
Yeah, I'm talking about turrets in your base, not turrets on. Not weapons on the boat.
Okay, yeah. That's what
So
it
I'm
sounded
talking
like.
about the coax, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It keeps your base power low, actually. Dracoax doesn't use a lot of power, even if you put a bunch of great specials on it. So it can be a nice thing there.
Because I've got the Drac coax for fighting off the missiles. I'm just wondering about the standard coax, if it's working any better or not.
I don't remember what that is.
Yeah.
It's
It doesn't have the splat. It's a different mechanism.
It's the one that fires at .2 or whatever it is.
Yeah. I haven't. I don't have any in my base, and unless they did something to it, I don't see a reason I would have it in my base. So I don't know.
Yeah, I took mine out. I had one for a while, and just at least back then, it was not doing a satisfactory job.
So, alrighty. Well, it's 8:37, and I guess we sort of wrapped up with any issues for the live broadcast, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, everybody, the update's coming tomorrow, so we'll
Just
be
warn
ready.
you.
What are we going to get new tomorrow?
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
The TLC for the carrier?
TLC for the carrier and whatever specials and weapons and whatnot that comes with it. And according to
Plus
Kickstarter,
two-
you need to have your icebreakers ready.
Plus 2 more TLCs because I don't know.
We need to have
Never
two,
heard
because we need to have two, Brian.
Because
Yeah,
work, peasants, work.
Yes.
Yeah, why would there be just one?
Yeah. So 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
No,
Pacific
11 a.m.
Daylight.
California time. Yeah, 9 a.m.
It says 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah, 11 a.m. my time. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
So, a question. Has anybody noticed a little less damage from the 113s?
I haven't been able to find one, but yeah.
What's
Well,
up,
that's-
you
when I-
guys?
I don't know. I'm still kind of inconsistent, I guess.
Well, I've done 2 today, and both of them have been under a minute worth of or a minute and 47 seconds worth of damage.
Well, then you're doing good.
So I was wondering if it was
what crew are you using?
No crew.
No crew. Okay.
I'm just using my Zelos and 4 whatever they're called, monoliths.
Okay. Very good. Are you getting hit by the cold snap right to the left of the?
No, I'm being very careful with that.
Okay. How are you approaching that? Because we've seen your driving, and we're curious if you're
My
taking.
driving is exceptional. I said bullshit last week that I wasn't a good driver.
Oh wait. Okay.
I'm a good driver.
That was me.
Yeah. Your voices are sometimes similar, and that's why I was like, sure who's popping up. Because Dennis and Rum do have semi-similar voices if you're not completely paying attention.
What, grumpy old man?
Yeah, standard male issue.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet you're both from the same part of the country.
I'll be happy to turn this on to screen sharing if you want me to. Because I'm hitting one right at this moment.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, and of course I'm going to screw up now. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I said I can drive.
There's no pressure.
You're not going to make it through.
You're in competition. You're in competition with me.
So you guys can see this now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's one little trick that I use right there so that you don't wind up taking any missiles from those guys. Is I wait until I draw them in to kill that tower. That way I never have to enter the base other than the front left corner.
How many points do you actually get out of 113 doing it this way?
109 million.
Okay, so you get very similar points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I'm curious how many points you were losing by them.
Well, since I couldn't keep the citadels together with the rhinos, I'm going to take just a little more damage here. I know that, unless I can keep them firing right now.
So now all we got to do is find a unicorn, right? That's how this works.
Exactly.
Yes.
That mouse is nuts. 12 buttons on the side. Oh my god. I want it, but I'm gonna screw up like every
What
single
mouse?
time I try to hit a button.
I heard you guys talking about
Um,
mice.
I put a link in for Amazon that in our chat
Yeah. Don't look at it now.
for a 12 button. Yeah, don't look at it.
Yeah,
now.
the fun part's coming up. This is where all the money is.
Yeah.
Because if you get hit by that cold snap, yeah, it hurts. Because you got too many morts and missiles coming from both sides of these targets.
I switched to MX3 in theory so that I will take less damage if I screw this up. Because for me, it's like a 40-minute difference in terms of damage.
Now, I will tell you, I am noticing a little more lag right now than I normally get. So we're going to hope that things work out well.
Well, performance anxiety. Also, being streamed.
No, I don't have that until Hefe starts throwing pictures up.
Yeah. No pictures this
That's-
big. Even though the
Okay.
ESPN, the body issue came out.
I'm going to tell you
And I
the
was
same thing
quite
that I told the guy
fascinated.
last week. It comes into driving, and it's not straightforward driving. It's side to side. And right there it is.
Nice.
Okay, very good.
I'm the guy you told that to, Roman. I was able to do a couple today for one.
Yeah, I knew it was you. I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names.
No, it's all right. I did one
Ran.
for 2 minutes and one for under 3 minutes.
Yep.
And right where you're at's where I always get nailed. Doggone it. Sorry.
Did you see that freaking bit of luck? The lag hit me just at the right time I hit the stop button.
It's a little concerning that we have to talk about fortunate lag.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't fortunate. It was just fortunate that I hit the stop before then. Because it jumped right to where it needed to be.
Yeah, Brian has a point though, but yeah, because especially with some of these targets, it's a little crazy. And then a lot of people probably haven't, you
For
don't
everyone
have
watching, this is the fun part. This
Yeah.
is the part so that you don't have to have many heart attacks, 7
Yeah.
times a week.
And also, everybody, don't over. You need to get close to that wall as possible, and because otherwise those rockets are going to kill you right away and just sink everything you have. So you need to be as close to that upper wall as possible in order to hit that target. Otherwise, those rockets are just going to ruin your day.
Oh,
Another
so
little bit of lag right there. Jiminy Christmas, they're trying to kill me.
they really
Well, it's
are.
probably the stream. And it is their job to kill you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not with lag. Come on.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, if it's in their favor, they're going to keep it.
Is that why the
Right.
103s never go away?
Yeah.
We did it.
What? I just watched
Thank
one
you, Paul.
disappear. Went up in a puff of smoke.
Good.
I normally take a different angle out of there, but my boats were not together, so yeah.
Yeah, those mines are
I hate
weird.
mines.
Especially once they start moving.
If those mines moved, oh my god.
It's going to be the next thing.
Yeah. What was I in? Oh, it was that TLC Hunger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they waver.
Mm-hmm.
They just back and forth.
No,
They have wave action.
no, I didn't see that. They were moving.
Yeah, they have wave action in that one.
Okay.
Like the first
I didn't see them move.
round.
I think you had enough beers that your eye movement and the mine movement synchronized so that the mines look steady to
Yeah,
you.
it's destructive interference between your drunkenness and the mines.
I took a
No,
little
no,
too
it's
much
just-
missile hits on the last three because I couldn't get them all grouped together to kill them without taking
Yeah.
the shots.
That was still pretty cool, Rum. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, so you can tease it out, as long as you have the patience, and maybe that's why we only see 103s. we can blame it on rum.
Yeah, wherever he is.
Yeah,
he's
you guys are good at blaming things on everybody. It's normally George. Where the heck has he been?
He's been taking care of he's been working in his mom's house.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, he's being productive.
All right.
So, yeah.
That's bad for battle pirates.
What? Yeah.
That's bad for battle pirates.
Yep.
Hey, look, another 113 popped up right where that one was.
Well,
Yeah, just rub it in.
yeah. We're gonna have to move to rum sector. So I guess that's about it for anything that we have for the live thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post the link on the chat in case anybody would like to join us for the after show, and see everybody on Friday. And hopefully we have a new beer sponsor next week.
I don't know. Stone's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
Beer.
well, I'm waiting for their checks to clear. They're a little squirrely with that. So I guess goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you on Friday, or if not Friday, next Wednesday.
Good night, everybody.
Hey,
Night.
everybody.
All right.